Yo, my name is Aleja Alebo Ali, and it's still the best sporting show in the whole of the universe. It's news, instant to sports, and of course, on our YouTube channel. You might see us on a band radio scope. You might hear us on your Apple Podcast, Spotify, and all of the podcasts that you can think of. I have with me my great minds, the best of sport analysts in the whole wide world. Olale is here, and Okukachi is here as well. I will allow them to introduce themselves. And don't forget, this show is proudly sponsored by Bukenzo Clan, and of course, iPhone, way to play your fantasy football. Alali, I'll allow you to introduce yourself first.
Yeah, good day sporting fans around the world. Welcome to the show. Um, it's been a disappointing weekend as a United fan, but I have a message for guys that felt today is their best day of their footballing life as a fan. My only message for them is that you've been going through a lot of bad spell since you've been watching. If today is your best day as a footballing fan, if United losing to Liverpool is your best day as a footballing fan, then you've not had joy at all watching football for like 25 or 30 years. That's my message.
All right, perfect. All right, Kukachi.
Sports fans, always a pleasure as I would always say, to be a part of this amazing group of sporting analysts and juggernauts. Interesting week of sports around the world. Congratulations to John Jones coming back to lay claim to his UFC kingdom. An amazing UFC 285 accomplishment. I'm not going to go into the United debacle today. I have some interesting questions I want to pose from my side of the table, specifically to Olawale. It will be interesting to get his thoughts on that. But as much as the last sporting weekend was really good, I'm also looking forward to the next sporting week. A lot of Champions League games. Uh, Stay tuned for a cracking one.
Of course, you would stammer and you would feel like that. I understand it was just a difference over the weekend. So I I extend my branch of only how to say it, I don't know,
Your
whatever it
olive
is.
branch to me.
Exactly. Because I buy you a cup of scotch to anyways, we'll go straight to the NBA where we have a whole lot of action and stuff's going on in the NBA right now. And foremost about it, and Kachi, don't forget, I still owing me something. We still need to check that Joe Embiid versus AD
Yeah.
injury across the last 1 or 2 years, and of course, Ja Morant is an amazing talent, no doubt. He has a big mouth. He has just signed a new deal with Nike, doing great things for himself, but he just wants to go back to the streets, and you wonder what is wrong with this kid. Kachi, I'm going to start with you. It's 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 I'm flabbergasted, and I should say I'm disappointed as well.
Mhm.
These guys is not for lack of role models. They've seen players like Shaq O'Neal, what they did with their career. They have a LeBron James that is still a living legend and playing the NBA.
Mhm.
They all see what Michael Jordan has done with his career on and off the court. And they have people like Kobe Bryant that has an everlasting legacy as well. And you wonder what is wrong with these kids that they can't stick to all this kind of people waving gun in front of people on an Instagram live. Does that make sense? After putting yourself on the name in the NBA, for crying out loud, it was an NBA All Star for this season. And these are things that positive that you should build on, not waving guns in front of the camera or going back to attack people back in the hood. It doesn't make sense to me. Kachi, I want to get your
It
thoughts.
doesn't make sense to me either, Debo. Let's not forget that he's also had his on-field antics, and I think that's probably where all this started from. Putting an unnecessary target on his back when he said he was fine in the West. That's because let's not forget he plays in a small market. Uh, it's not as if Memphis is Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
But all that being said, it reminds me of a very young Jalen. What's his name? Jalen Rose, the guy that Kobe scored 81 over. I think it's Jalen
Yes,
Rose of
Jalen Rose.
ESPN,
Yes,
who had a similar trajectory as a young budding superstar. Was part of the Fab Five in college and transitioned to the NBA, but decided that was the time he needed to prove his macho-ness, if there's a word like that. Had an assassination attempt. Um, he was in a, they call it a drug house when that place was raided. All sorts of negative news.
Yes.
Thankfully, he turned his own life around, and that gives me hope that Jalen can turn his life around. But the thing that Jack can turn his life around. However, the thing that Jack needs to understand is when you get drafted into the NBA, and by next year, this guy will probably get the supermax deal, 200 to 230 million dollars, probably set for life. Because even if the government takes 40% of it, you still have over $100 million. When you get drafted by the NBA, even if you are in any crew or clique, you automatically become the leader of that group. And he should have used that as a way to set the tone, not conform to what your clique or crew or family dynamic was. You should, by virtue of being the breadwinner, he who pays the piper dictates the tune.
Yeah.
However, what all this showed me was his emotional immaturity. The fact that his father, and I totally understand. I'm trying my best not to put any blame because it's so hard being from African descent and seeing how most people who go on the wrong path get celebrated by their family members. I kind of understand T. Moran's position and how helpless he is because this boy is the one that is literally feeding the family right now. However, he needs to, and he has owned up, which is probably the first step towards recovery. But owning up is not the issue. There has to be a considerable, a significant change in your lifestyle. This lends you credence to, or this lends more credence to all what the former greats are known for. Even this the MJ that people talk about and all that, everybody knows he's a compulsive competitor and he will gamble over anything. We don't hear that about LeBron. So if people want to say anything they want to talk about LeBron James, we have not heard one negative news in 20 years. Ja has only been in the league for 3 years and all this is happening. I hope he turns his life around, but this is a testament to his mental immaturity more than the environment he has surrounded himself in or he's surrounded in. Because almost every black person, almost not all, almost every black person that made it to the NBA made it out of a similar environment.
Yeah.
And so even if they did this in the past, they immediately grew up because right now what Ja is doing is hurting his money, and not only his money right now, is
Yeah.
hurting the money of future generations that will come from him. I hope it changes.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much for that, Kachi. And you could have said it better, anyways. Wale, I'm going to come to you now. I'm going to ask you a different question. Damien has been talking so much, and of course, I respect Damien a lot. Is a great guy. He's a great guy. He likes to take the time all the time, and but it's coming out to say if he was in a better team, he should be he should be more respected. People should respect him after Steph Curry in the current generation as probably the best point guard and the way he drops his three, blah blah blah. And I'm wondering what's stopping this guy from doing the right thing. and leaving Portland for a bigger franchise. Because at the end of the day, and I'm sorry, and I know Kachi and I have spoken about this. Kachi tried to convince me, all to no avail. Anyways, I don't respect Charles Barkley. I think he has a big mouth. Yes, I think he has a big mouth for someone that has never won a league in his life. And those kind of things will just follow you for the rest of your career. Because one day you might become a pundit. And people like, yo, you don't even know how it feels to be a champion. You don't know even know how it feels to be a conference champion, not much having a ring on your finger. So, yo, go sit down. Let's talk to the big boys. And I feel if Damon continues in this trajectory, he does not move. That will be what it is for him. Oh, he's a great guy. He knows how to play basketball, but nobody gives a hoot about someone that has no ring on his finger. And that's how I feel personally. Olali.
Well, couple of things we need to look at. Number one, Portland is a small market. It's not like it's even a small market alone. I think it's an extremely small market, probably the smallest market in the whole of the NBA. Now, if you're a small market team, what is your chances of winning a championship or building a championship winning team? You have to be lucky with your drafts. You know why? Free agents, superstars, they don't want to go to Portland. So those are the things. So those are the constraints. And looking at the Lillard career, the Lillard played in the Western Conference, probably one of the most competitive era in the Western Conference. And I think since he became a regular starter when LaMarcus Aldridge was even there with him, Nicolas Batum, I'm not sure he has missed the playoffs more than 2 times. As a matter of fact, they've got to the conference final once when they lost to the Golden State Warriors, and they've had multiple first-round upsets. They've recorded multiple first-round upsets. I think winning a championship in Portland, it would probably be beyond him, unless he's probably very fortunate and something that happened to the Suns, how they're able to get Kevin Durant, probably happens to him. And I think that chance has probably gone, as at the time they had CJ McCollum and him. I think they are just probably one superstar, especially somebody who is very good defensively, away from becoming a championship team. So, having said that, because I just want us to appreciate the fact that this is a great player we're talking about.
Of course. Did I disrespect him?
I know. And now, looking at championship, looking at what he said, I think if he's actually desperate about his legacy of winning the championship, I think he will have probably moved out of Portland. Either he runs down any of his existing contracts, or he demands for a trade, depending on the one that is probably easier for him to do. But I don't think he's desperate for a championship. I think I think like Kachi said, being the biggest boy in Portland and where he can probably get the full marks, and every year he goes to the playoff. I think he has probably made up. He has probably made up his mind.
You know what's constructing?
I think he has probably made up his mind.
You know what's constructing about it? He wants the respect, at the same time he wants to be in the small pond. That's not gonna happen. You can't want the respect that will give to Steph Curry while you're at Portland. It's not possible. It's like Eden saying, "Oh, yo, I'm one of the best point guard of all time," and you don't have any ring on your finger. You know, just because you've been MVP in the NBA. You know, those don't. At the end of the day, when you're talking about the greats of the greats, those things don't count so much.
Well, unfortunately, like I understand everything you are saying, but in his era, probably will still go down among one of the best. But the truth is this: if he is desperate about winning a championship,
Exactly. It used to be.
I don't think it will happen in Portland.
Yeah.
For the
That's
past, as much as parity the American sport tried to preach, bar the Milwaukee Bucks and probably Dallas to an extent, I don't think we've seen any winning the
any
championship.
parity. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's something that is extremely difficult to do. And I don't think it can happen to him in Portland because at every point in time, there will always be a better team than Portland
In the West.
in the Western Conference. So if he's
All right.
looking for a respect like that, I hope he just knows that it should not be hoping that he's going to win a championship in Portland. That's my own. I don't
Okay.
think that.
All right. Perfect. And I 100% agree with you.
I
And
know why. You know why they bought. You know why
Yeah.
they bought. Let me say that. I think another thing we need to notice this: in the last
Mhm.
30 years or 40 years of the NBA, you can hardly see a point guard being the best player in a championship in the
That's it.
most times is a small forward, especially if you are a 6'3", 6'4" guard who probably offensively you are good and defensively. The only good thing that I have to give him kudos for is his ability to lead them into the playoff constant as in regularly.
Year in, year out. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing I have to give him kudos for. But
All right.
outside Isaiah Thomas with the Detroit Princeton Black
Pistons.
Boys,
Mhm.
and probably a Steph Curry of 2015 and the one they won this year. Those are
Yeah.
the 2 years. Those are the two teams you can count in the last 30, 40 years of the NBA where a point guard is the best player in
Yeah.
a
I just.
championship winning team. Hardly happens.
All right. All right. Perfect. Of course, Kachi, I know you disagree about this. If
Not
the,
completely. Come on, don't put me on the spot.
no,
I
I'm talking about something else entirely.
okay, okay.
So entirely. Like, would the Lakers be able to stick themselves into the playing? And I feel they probably would um, with the way the Portlands are currently playing. I think the Portlands are and the guys just above them right now. So they probably would be able to sneak themselves probably into it. Of course, there are question marks around that. LeBron being gone right now for a long time. We don't even know how long. Nobody been able to ascertain, unless I don't have an information you guys have. We've not been able to ascertain how long LeBron will be out for, which is a question mark. So that means they are in between the Red Sea and Pharaoh, because AD is back, currently playing and playing very well, as a matter of fact, and LeBron is gone. When they have LeBron back, probably AD will be gone. So that's a big shallow end for them. Patrick, I want you to shed light on this. Do you think the Lakers will be able to do it without LeBron qualifying for the play-in?
To be very honest, I don't think so. And the primary reason for this is that the primary reason is just two words: Anthony Davis. This is someone who was supposed to have been handed the reins to the Los Angeles Lakers after the year they won the championship. This was supposed to be his team now, similar to what Dwayne Wade did to LeBron James in Miami. LeBron, I believe, was ready to make him the focal point of the Lakers team while he plays the Godfather role. But however, in between 2019, based on the information, and I'm trying to get it again, between 2019 and now, I believe he has missed close to 100 games. So the first thing it tells me is he is not reliable. The first level of reliability is availability.
Yeah.
And Anthony Davis is not reliable simply because the record shows that he has not sprung together 3 consecutive weeks of playing top level basketball. since after the championship. That tells me that I can't rely on him. In fact, I will be surprised if Anthony Davis is still playing when LeBron James returns in 2 to 3 weeks' time. I will be very surprised. I will come here and I'm not going to do anything drastic or like shave my hair or shave my beard, but I will come on air and I will apologize to Anthony Davis. Now, all that being said, they are currently the 11th seed in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
I think just 1 or 2 games behind the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah.
All that being said, it is doable. We thought we were going to get a feel for this new look Lakers team,
Because they are.
but right now we're not getting that. Not only is LeBron not available, I don't think the young point guard, is he back? The recently acquired guy, is he back from his injury?
No, I don't think so.
Olale, I kind of just forgot his name right now. So if you can help me with that,
D'Angelo Russell.
D'Lo. I don't think D'Lo is back. However,
Who's that? Sorry.
D'Angelo Russell, is he back?
Malik Beasley.
No, he's not.
Yeah, I think he's
not.
back. He played their last.
Back. He played in their last game. Okay, go ahead, Kachi. Go ahead.
So their ability to ultimately make it will be dependent on D'Angelo Russell being back and playing at the pre-injury level, and Anthony Davis being available for the team. If they leave it for only D'Lo, then let's call this season a lost season. However, I think it's clear that the West has 5 really good teams, and then every other person from the 6th seed down to the 12th seed or even to the 16th seed can still find a way, can still make it mathematically. So because they have a mathematical chance, it is possible. But due to the empirical data we have in front of us, which is Anthony Davis' availability, LeBron, the only way we know that LeBron is old is because he's getting injured more frequently. Tells me that it is very hard for them to do it.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much for that.
Okay. I need to add something. I need to add something about this Anthony Davis thing.
Yeah. Quickly.
I think beyond this season, the Lakers need to have a comprehensive evaluation of, do they want to build their team in the future around a player that you are not guaranteed of staying fit. Anthony Davis joined the Lakers in the summer of, I think, 2019.
2019.
Yeah, they won the championship with the bubble in 2020. And I think that was the only season
what do you mean
he has stayed fit. 2021, 2022, and now 2023. 3 consecutive years for a player who is not up to 30 years.
Yes.
And who can't stay fit. Do you want to rely on such a player going into the late 20s or going to the early 30s and build a team around? There is no information available to us to guarantee that Anthony Davis is going to stay fit starting from
the next 4 years.
Yes. I think it is high time for them to start looking at the whole thing and cut their law for whatever it is. He has a championship with them with LeBron, but I think they need to probably from next season they need to have a retake about how they want to shape their team going forward.
All right, perfect. So the Suns has actually hired the 33-year-old former Piston executive George Batstein as their new CEO. Congratulations to him. We'll go on a quick break right now. When we come back, we'll be jumping straight into the preview of the Champions League, and of course, we'll be talking about how a certain Kylian Mbappe became the highest goal scorer, overtaking Edison Cavani as the best player as the highest goal scorer in the history of PSG. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.